You look at that little checkbox and feel safe. I agree to terms and conditions. You scroll past the legalese like it's a boring uncle at Thanksgiving. You click the button. You think you just accessed a free app. You didn't. You just tagged your ear for the slaughterhouse. See, you think you're the consumer here. You think the internet is a library. It's not. It's a chop shop. And you're a stolen Honda Civic. These data brokers don't care if the car runs. They want the parts. Your anxiety about hair loss, that's the catalytic converter. Your GPS location at 2 a.m., that's the transmission. Your credit score drop, that's the copper wiring in the walls. They strip you down to your most profitable insecurities. Then they bundle you with 1,000 other suckers, and they auction you off in milliseconds. You value your privacy. You think your secrets are worth gold. To them, your entire life story trades for 12 cents, less than a single sip of bad coffee. And the person who sold you out, it wasn't a hacker in a hoodie. It was you. You want to see who bought you? They call themselves data brokers. Sounds like a guy in a beige suit selling insurance. It's not. It's an army of algorithmic vampires. And they don't meet in dark alleys. They meet in the milliseconds between your click and the page load. They know you're pregnant before your father does. They know you missed a mortgage payment before the bank calls. They aren't guessing. They are indexing. You think your search history is private? To them, it's a catalog entry. They build lists with names that would make a sociopath blush. Gullible elderly, rural and barely making it, erectile dysfunction sufferers. They don't see a person struggling with health. They see a warm lead for a sketchy pill company. Your shame is their asset class. And here is the punchline. They didn't break in through the window. You held the door open. That terms and conditions scroll you ignored, that wasn't a contract. That was a confession. You confessed that your privacy means nothing to you, so they took it. This isn't a glitch in the system. It is the system. The entire free internet is a trap designed to harvest your behavior. Every like is a survey response. Every share is a personality test. They built a surveillance state and disguised it as a candy store. Your financial ruin is their quarterly bonus. Your divorce is a marketing opportunity for predatory lawyers. They take the worst days of your life, they package them in a spreadsheet, and they sell the rights to harass you to the highest bidder. You want to know how the machine works? You want to see the gears grinding your identity into paste? Here's exactly how they do it. It starts with the bait. Usually it's a discount code, maybe a free personality quiz. Which 90s sitcom character are you? You want to be Seinfeld, but you're really just the mark. You type in your email address to get the results. That isn't a login. That is you tagging your own ear for the ranchers. Once they have that email, the game changes. They drop a tracking pixel on your browser. It's a piece of code smaller than a dust mite, and it's stickier than gum on a theater floor. You leave the quiz site. You go to an online pharmacy. The pixel follows you. You check your bank balance. The pixel takes notes. You look up early signs of divorce. The pixel sends a flare gun up to the mothership. They call this enrichment. Sounds like they're adding vitamins to milk. They aren't. They are welding your digital secrets to your physical address. They match that email to the loyalty card you scanned at the grocery store. Now the picture is complete. They know the guy buying cheap vodka on Tuesday
is the same guy searching for payday loans on Wednesday. They connect the dots, and the picture they draw looks a lot like a target. Then comes the auction. This is where the magic happens. And by magic, I mean capitalism at its most depraved. You click a link on a news site. In the split second before the page loads, a digital trading floor opens up. Your attention is put on the block. Your profile flashes on a server somewhere in Virginia. Male, 34, high blood pressure, loves gambling. Advertisers scream their bids in microseconds. The gambling app bids 3 cents. The snake oil heart medication bids 5. The predatory lender bids 12. Sold. The lender's ad loads on your screen. You think it's a coincidence. It's a sniper shot. They don't sell you as a person. That would be dignified. They strip you for parts. They take your zip code and your credit score bracket. They bundle you into a list of 5,000 other struggling suburbanites. It's a bulk discount on human desperation. They sell the list to anyone with a credit card, scammers, spammers, political fearmongers. You aren't a customer to these people, you are livestock, and they are selling the beef by the pound. You invited the vampire in because you wanted 10% off a pair of sneakers. You saved $5. You sold your identity for 12 cents. And here's what that actually costs you. You think the cost ends at the checkout counter. It doesn't. That 12-cent sale puts a tax on your entire life. Start with your phone. It buzzes during dinner. Scam likely. You think that's an annoyance? No, that is a receipt. That is the direct product of the list you got sold onto. You were paying for your own harassment with your attention span. You block one number, 3 more grow back like heads on a hydra. But the annoyance is the cheap part. Let's talk about the real money. You apply for car insurance. The quote comes back high. Why? You have a clean record. But the data broker told the insurer something else. They told them you buy gas at 2 a.m. on Fridays. To an algorithm, that doesn't mean you work late, it means you're a bar-hopping liability. Your premium goes up. You just paid a lifestyle tax you didn't even know existed. It gets worse. You apply for a job. You send your resume into the void. Silence. You think you weren't qualified. Maybe you weren't. Or maybe a background check algorithm flagged you, not for a crime, but for financial stress markers based on your browsing history. They decided you're desperate before you walked in the room. Desperate people steal office supplies. Application denied. You lose the career, they keep the 12 cents. This is the invisible cage. They manipulate what you see to change what you do. You feel sad? The algorithm feeds you retail therapy ads. You feel scared? It feeds you home security systems. They aren't just watching the show, they are rewriting the script while you're on stage. You think you're making choices. You're just walking down a cattle chute painted to look like a hallway. And finally, the security nightmare. These brokers are hoarders. They stack your data in digital warehouses with cheap locks. When they get hacked, and they always get hacked, it's your identity on the dark web, not theirs. You spend 6 months fighting fraud charges. They send a sorry email and offer 1 year of credit monitoring, like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. You are the product, the victim, and the cleanup crew. It feels hopeless. It feels like the sky is falling and the sky is made of cookies. But you aren't powerless. You can jam the gears. You can't burn down the casino, but you can count cards until they throw you out. Forget about achieving perfect privacy. That ship sailed the moment you bought a smartphone.
The new goal is sabotage. You need to become a toxic asset. You need to be the digital equivalent of a skunk in the ventilation system. Start lying to the machines. When a website asks for your birthday to see a beer ad, lie. Be 90 years old today and 18 tomorrow. Use burner emails for every single discount code. Poison the well with junk data until their profile of you looks like abstract art. Confuse the algorithm until it tries to sell tampons to your cat. Freeze your credit reports like they are nuclear waste. Make them work for every scrap of information. Install the blockers that strip the tracking pixels. Use the browsers that lie about your fingerprint. They want a frictionless pipeline from your wallet to their quarterly earnings. Be the friction. Be the gravel in the smoothie. Every time you block a tracker, you cost them a fraction of a penny. It doesn't sound like much, but their margins are razor thin. If enough of us become expensive to track, the auction house collapses. Their entire business model relies on you being a sheep. It relies on your silence. So stop checking the box. Stop inviting the vampire in for dinner. Make yourself worthless to the highest bidder. Starve the beast until it eats itself.